Greetings, citizens. This is Lieutenant Commander Mr. Everything coming at you with an important announcement from the UEE Navy. The 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron, the Lions, is recruiting. Be a part of something great. Join now. We are looking for new and veteran players. The 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron is a UEE Navy carrier-based squadron. If you're looking for a disciplined, well-trained unit, join now. Not only do we want combat professions, but we need first-person marine experts, merchants, miners, salvage. All professions are welcome in the 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron. Our mission is to protect the UEE and its citizens. Join the 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron. Expected missions would be anti-piracy, anti-smuggling, fleet protection, search and rescue, convoy escort, bounty hunting, exploration, mining, salvage, asset protection, cargo hauls, to name a few. Join now and see the galaxy. We have an organization page on the RSI website, as well as the forums in Spectrum, and we have our very own Discord. Role-playing is encouraged, but not mandatory. The galaxy awaits. Join now. Whether you're casual or competitive, we're looking for committed players. We're based on a World War II U.S. Navy Air Squadron theme. Our focus are carrier-based craft, with our primary being the Sabre. But all ships are needed and wanted in the squadron. We would like to have a wide variety of ships to allow all kinds of gameplay. Visit now your local Navy recruiter and join the 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron. The squadron is growing. Visit our recruiter at robertspaceindustriescom/orgs/1NAS to become a member of something great.
Hello again, everybody. This is Derek. I'm coming back at you with another episode of Star Citizen. Another exciting evening of gameplay. What? We have an update. What the hell's going on? There, so you can see what's going on. There's my update going on up here. That's just downloading the manifest. And there's the actual update. Okay, well, I played a little bit this afternoon. I went into the IAE. Did a real quick glance around. I didn't really go through the hall. I just wanted to see if it was open. and it was. And then I went and I rented a ground vehicle, the Lynx, and I want to see if the Lynx will fit in the back of the Zeus. Um, and then we'll go over to the IAE Expo Hall. Which is also, if you notice, there's a free fly. So anybody that wants to play Star Citizen can just go in right now, sign up an account on the RSI website, which doesn't cost anything, and then download the game and log in. This is the new Perseus, which I could rent. The Salvation. There's a video on YouTube. The Meteor. There's the Apollo medevac. Today should be the RSI day. There's this Salvation. It's a little square boxy thing. I think it's kind of cool, actually. I kind of like that. The Lynx Moon Shadow. Well, I didn't get the paint, but I did rent for free the Lynx. I have a feeling it's not going to fit just because of the width. It's too wide, right? We'll find out when we get in. Update's going to be pretty quick. That's a good thing. Yeah, like last night, I went to my character and kind of organized some of my stuff. Not everything, but some of it. Just to get it out of the way. And then I flew to Crusader, where the IAE is located, and I did some cargo hauling missions. Basically just to kill time until the IAE started, which was 11 a.m. my time. I think it was 11 a.m. It doesn't matter because I didn't actually log in till like 1:30 or something like that. We had our Pendragon game tonight. We got to a part of the Pendragon game that the next I had to basically call the game early because almost an hour and a half early actually, because the next part of the game is going to be an all-night kind of event. It's going to be the grand feast, and I want to make sure that the players are there from the start to finish of the grand feast, and it's I want to make it so that I have all my ducks in a row. We're not going to be playing Pendragon next week because that's Thanksgiving. So we'll be playing the week after, which I think is the 4th, I think. Okay, we're almost there. I don't know what this patch is. It's not 4.4.1. It's just an updated version of the game. Because I've already updated 4.0. Welcome to the stream. If you got any questions, feel free to drop them on me. If you are interested in learning stuff about Star Citizen, ask me. I'll be glad to fill you in. Where it says like lead the way, become a guide. I am a guide already. I've been a guide for years in Star Citizen. You might be able to find my name on a list somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, I'm knowledgeable. I've been around the block. I've been here since 2013. I don't know. Unfortunately, there's one part of the game that I am lacking. Oh, look at that little fire going over there in the out of the a little fire is running. Every now and then you'll see a ship fly by. But oh, what? It just started updating. Oh, the last part was the download. Now it's the update. Crap. Should be quick though. I've already updated the game. That's why I don't understand why it's doing it a second time. Because the IAE showroom floor shouldn't be changing. I don't think. Because it's usually like 2 days per manufacturer. There you go. There's a haul going by. Looks like a C to me. Could be a B or a C. But there's one part of Star Citizen that I am not, I'm not going to say comfortable with, because I'm comfortable with it. I'm just not intimate with it. Like, I don't know all the ins and outs. And that is mining. I don't know all the different mining heads, their names, the extractors, the mining ships, the what ore, you can find where, which is the best, what actually is in the game. I was watching somebody stream, I think it was yesterday, might have been day before yesterday, and they were talking very casually about refining, right? About how you refine the stuff. And I pretty much know how you refine. You go to the refinery and you turn it in and you wait your time, you pay your credits, and it comes back as refined material, right? Okay. That's the low easy part of refining. But there apparently is changes that have been coming into refining. With the density of the material, you can get powder or rocks or chunks or whatever they call it. And that's it right there. I don't know that. That's salvage, but it's also part of mining. And then he started spewing some ore names, like unobtainium and I'm just making stuff up, but impervium and unobtainium and some others. I don't know. There were some names that he spit out, and I'm like, I've never heard of that in the game. And he said, yeah, you got to go to this place to get this. This gets the best price, and their conversation was 100% serious, and I was like, wow, I am out of touch when it comes to mining. You talk about FPS weapons, I'm pretty good. You talk about armors, I'm pretty good. Talk about ship weapons and ship components and ships, I'm pretty good. But when you start and cargo hauling and But when you start talking about mining, I'm, for one thing, I have really no interest in that. No interest at all. And that's partially probably why I'm falling behind on my knowledge in mining. But you know what? I don't even care. The game is not even in beta yet. It's not even an alpha. It's really pre-alpha. So if the game is still under development in an alpha state, you know, then I don't really need to concern myself with mechanics or names of ore or anything like that because it could change. It's probably going to change. How it's extracted, how it's sold, where it's sold, what the mining guilds are all about, and how they interact with the transport guilds, and where you can get your missions, and where you can buy and sell cargo, and all that is all going to change. It's limited to right now, currently, all that revenue stream is any revenue stream, really, whatever you want to do, is kind of like irrelevant right now because we're not even in beta. We're not even in beta. I fully 100% expect they're going to go to alpha eventually, right? And that alpha is 1.0. They say that's the release of the game, but I don't think so. Because the release of the game is like 100 solar systems. But that's a stretch goal, I guess. That's further down the line. So I can't speak for them. But when they got all the features in the game, then alpha can move over to beta. And then in beta, they can work out how all those features interact with all the other features and how much money you can make and how much things cost, how damaging bullets are, how damaging lasers are, or whatever. And they can work out all the numbers to make sure all the spreadsheets line up the way they want it to. That's what you do during beta. Alpha is when you add components to the game. You build the game in alpha. You test the game in beta. And we are playing during the build process. So we, as players, need to understand this. And I think there are a lot of people out there that can't wrap their heads around this, that the game is not the game yet. The game is still in development. It's still part of the alpha. When it hits beta, that's when you start worrying about the economy. Not in alpha. You don't worry about the economy in alpha. And I watch these streamers say, "Oh, this commodity is located at this asteroid base, and if you go there and you get it and you take it to this space station, you'll sell it, and it won't give you as much as if you take it to this other space station." So I can appreciate their passion, but it's directed in a bad way. It's making them think through their own misguidedness. It's making them think that what they're doing is beneficial for their self. And that's where, man, this is going to take forever. Wow, is there a patch notes? It says yesterday. Well, maybe it was yesterday. Intergalactic Expo release notes. November 19th. Yeah, but what about November? Yeah, 4215. Oh yeah, yeah. It's a new patch. Because the IAE and Nix patch was 3565 and now it's 33565 and now it's 44215. So, yeah, it's a new version. It just doesn't really, the patch notes don't really show anything. So, what I'm trying to say is I'm personally, like, I'm running around, I'm doing missions, I'm hauling cargo, I'm having a good time, I'm earning money in the game, I'm buying ships in the game, I'm participating in uh, content, stuff like that. Um, but I know in my head that it's all for naught. I just, because when they go to beta to properly test the economy, you can't have people that made billions of credits in the alpha bring that money or their ships or their um, infrastructure or whatever, their all their items. You can't have them bring that into the beta because the alpha that they were playing in was incomplete. Like, just walk with me on this one. So just imagine you have a giant cargo ship because you bought it with real money, right? And you own this giant cargo ship, and in the current state of the game, alpha, let's say, just hypothetically, let's just say you found this super lucrative cargo that you could buy at point A and take to point B. And every time you went back and forth from these two locations, you could make something simple. Let's just say 1 million credits. First of all, that's a lot of money, right? That's a lot of UEC. And you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you make 1 million every time you go. And let's say you've been playing the game for, let's just say 5 years, right? Hypothetically. And let's just say you've been able to make 1 billion credits. You go back and forth multiple times a day, you play every day, you have 1 billion credits. Now, the designers of Star Citizen, this is all hypothetical. Don't just bear with me. The designers of Star Citizen have put this cargo path that you're traveling in the game because they want that to be an actual cargo trip that can actually make $1 million. Okay, hypothetically. But the thing you don't know is, or the thing that's not in the game is, maybe they've got a pirate hideout base or something that's going to go on a moon that's in between point A and B, and those pirates will eventually come out of their base, patrol their space, and they'll use quantum interdiction devices, right? To stop any ship from going through their area. And then once they stop that ship, they jump them with massive amounts of fighters or whatever, right? Or they try, they communicate with you to get you to turn over your cargo, or half your cargo as payment or something like that. And but those bandits are not in the game. They haven't worked that out yet. So you have been taking advantage of this opportunity to make $1 million credits a trip, when ultimately the game will not allow that to happen, or will make it harder or something. So it won't be just an easy back and forth, make $1 million credits. Knowing that everything's not in the game, they can't test the economy until everything is in the game. And that's widely industry standard, is considered beta. Alpha is when they add all the features that they can add, and beta is when you test it, you crunch the numbers, you make tweaks up and down to try to figure out, okay, $1 million credits might be too much for that trip. Maybe we'll make it 900,000. 2 fighters is too few. Maybe we'll make it 3, or whatever. And they'll tweak all these numbers during beta. We are playing alpha, so we should not get attached to locations or path or equipment that we bought or credits we've earned, or nothing like that. I hope, I pray that when we go to beta, everything that was bought in game, I don't care what it is, credits, guns, armors, ships, anything that was bought in game is wiped out, just completely zeroed out. The only thing that you have in your hangar and in your storage lockers is stuff that's on your account, and that's bought with real money or whatever. And the only reason why I say that is because I think that's only fair. If I spent $100 for a fighter, when I open my account, I should have that fighter. Can I lose it in the game? Maybe that's another topic of another discussion. But when the game starts and it goes live, I should have everything that's in my account. Not necessarily everything I've earned in alpha. Alpha things, and that's why if you look at your UEC, your credits, it says A in small print, A UEC. What they're saying is that's not real money. That's alpha UEC, and it's only usable during the alpha. When you go to a beta, it'll probably be B UEC, and then when they go live, they'll drop the letter and it'll just be UEC. That's what I hope. I hope everything gets wiped when they go to beta, and I hope everything gets wiped when everything goes to live. Mainly because when I log in for the first time, it's live. I want it to be like it's a new game, like I've never played before. I jump into a ship that I own and I go do these missions all for the first time at the proper difficulty, the proper rewards. Okay, this is going to take forever. I don't think I'm going to be streaming. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end the stream right here. This is kind of horrible, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to edit the title of the stream to the live update. No gameplay. Not gameplazy. What's that? Fat fingers. Okay, let's save that. And I will just log out, stop streaming. I'll let this finish updating, and then if it's not too late, I'll jump back on. All right. Part 1 is over. Maybe I'll be back for part 2. Okay, I'll catch you later, guys. This is ridiculous.